This video doesn't end until I get the Scripture of Full. I've always wanted to do one of these, and the Scripture of Full makes for the perfect drop for this. It's not rare enough that I could go months without it and then there's no boss man videos, but it's still a big enough item that it's going to feel so good to get. It's my only item left to complete the Zuck log, and one of 4 items to go for Golden Reaper. The drop rate is 1 in 50 in hard mode, and the recent Extinction quest came with a drop enhancer that bumps the drop rate down by 2%. And on top of that, Luck of the Dwarves adds another 1%, making the overall drop rate about 48.5. With my roughly 2 kills per hour, that means about 24 hours to hit drop rate. Let's get it. The chest is starting at just short of 2 billion GP at 1979 mil, and let's see just how high that can go. If we get some sword pieces, that could be in like the 3 to 4 bill range easily. This will be my first kills since January, so quite a long time ago, and if I can survive this first attempt, I will be more than happy. First kill back, and I didn't die. I didn't sign, and I got all 3 challenges done, so I consider that a success. 26:19 kill, so still like 3.5 minutes shorter than my PR, but 1 kill down. An unknown amount remains. And that's kill number 2 done. A little slower this time. 28 minutes. I had to like 4 cycles up because I messed up the rotation. But yeah, added to the chest. Not that much, but 53k taco, which will replenish some of what I used on the obsidian helm. Oh wow, 500 Harakan. That is not a pretty sight. Okay, 24:32. I'm starting to get back into the groove of things. And that was a 2-cycle Harakan. Knock a minute off, mid-23s. I'm happy with mid-23s. That's probably where I want to be long-term. Gives me the ability to do 2 an hour, have some time left over, not really need to worry about stressing or gearing quickly, and I can get back to what I'm doing. But the chest has broached over 2 billion. Next step is to get to a max cash stack. Zuck is the first place where I really felt the difference in the Ring of Vigor changes, with it being a passive now. Each wave I Tsunami, Sunshine, and Omni Power, so if I was not using a Vigor at all, that's 30% adrenaline saved. But I really only swapped for Sunshine, and if I'm being honest, I was way too lazy to swap for Vigor for Tsunami. And then whenever I used Omni Power, I never wanted to swap to a Ring of Vigor because I valued having the extra damage buff and the extra crits from the Reaver's Ring over the 10% adrenaline save, so I wouldn't have swapped there. That gives me a net 20% adrenaline gain per phase, and then small things like every time I Gothic Staff, that's another 2.5% adrenaline saved. It's all these really small things that add together to just give you a lot more adrenaline that you didn't notice that you were losing out on. Plus, when I get to the Zuck fight at the end of the waves, the Armadyl Battlestaff EOF costs 5% less adrenaline, down to 45, which means it was easier to get enough crits to use it back-to-back or multiple times in a Sunshine or Staff Spec rotation. It's a good fallback for when the crits aren't going your way and the adrenaline is lacking. This increases the floor for my rotation and lets me commit more to the Armadyl Battlestaff EOF when things are going well. I was able to get one of my first ever 2-cycle Zucks with this Ring of Vigor update. This means getting a Zuck from 900k to 100k in 2 rotations of his attacks. I'm not overly great at getting it, but the Ring of Vigor passive gave me that little extra push I needed to get it done, and boy did it feel good. Earlier this phase, I picked up my 3,000th Jad kill, which is a little disconcerting knowing that I've gone through this many Zucks and this many kilns. But hopefully I don't hit 4,000. I'll be happy if I never hit that number. There's a Reaper task complete. I got 39 points there. I actually kind of need to keep up on my Reaper points now. Because if we look, I have 1,700, but I'm using a lot of resets. And that's how I get my resets, is through Reaper points. So I have about 100 Aura resets stocked up there, and I want to make sure I stay like above 1,000 points at all time, just in case. One thing that really pisses me off at Zuck is these damn fire lines. They're just so inconsistent. On the left, I have one clip where I'm clearly visually outside it, and it signs me. While on the right, I'm clearly inside it, and it doesn't even hit me. RuneScape has a very large tile size, and these sort of diagonal mechanics just shouldn't exist. They don't fit with the game we have. Force it in a straight cardinal direction so there's less guesswork about what is and isn't inside. Well, there's my first personal record since coming back. We got ourselves down to 2242, which is an improvement of 12.6 seconds. I think I'll be able to get the sub 22. Like, I didn't feel like that run was very clean, but it was still pretty good. Kill count wise, up to 238, so I've done 21 so far this episode, and not a single rare drop. Though the chest has grown in size, and now it is above a max cash stack yet again. These full anima are going to be really nice once the arrows come out. I think the price of these will go up, and I have like 250k in here. Yes! 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 Oh my god, yes! Yes! I saw the pop-up, holy shit. Let's go! Oh, yes! Okay, I'm done overreacting. I have the scripture full. I have completed the feat. Are you not entertained? Oh, it looks so good in here. I am so happy. So I guess we can end the video now. We have our scripture full. We got the collection log done, but I'm not going to do that to you guys yet. We still got some more progress to make this episode. Here is the final commons chest from my kills. I haven't even looked at what my kill count is. I think it's 241. Let's get rid of the chest to see. Yeah, 241 hard mode and 100 normal mode. And I got the scripture full, 4 magmas, 2 hilts, 3 magma cores, 2 obsidian blades. Overall, my drop rates aren't very good. With 240 kills, I should expect to have 8 of these hilts. If we count the 100 normal modes as 50 hard modes, because for magma and full, they are half the drop rate, so 100 normal mode kills magma-wise would be 50 kills in hard mode. So I have 291 quote-unquote hard mode kills, and I only got 4 magmas, so that's about a 1 in 72-ish drop rate. And my scripture of full drop rate was 1 in 291, which would mean I am very dry, because I'm dry on the sword pieces, I'm dry on the magma tempest, and I'm dry on the full. At least I spooned the pet early. Commons-wise, pretty good. 2.1 billion commons. Ceramic sales are going to be huge. It's going to double my stack in the bank. Blood runes, that'll be nice. I'm going to reinvest that right into attacking and using my Staff of Armadillo. 1,000 manuscripts of full, so I don't think I'll ever need to purchase any of them. And I can just use the ones in my bank. 3, 2, 1, let's bank it. Oh, that is so weird. And this should impact our wealth evaluator because it now counts. Yep. I was like 58, 59 mil before, but now I am up to 62 bill bank. In somewhat related news, this is actually the first time I've ever seen the new collection log entry, Scripture of Full. But this came out, I think, in January or February, where it puts in the chat and it pops up in the middle. I didn't even see it in the middle. My mind just went blank, but that is the first time I've ever seen that entry because I haven't gotten anything from Slayer, Clues, or Bossing since then. So I'm happy to have seen that now. There's no real reason for me to keep this Scripture of Full, as I've already bought myself one earlier, and I was using it for ranging and stuff like that, and testing it out and stuff. So I'm just gonna dump this into the GE at 1 GP under mid and hope it sells, and I'll take the 395 mil of cash to add to our cash stack. Very nice. I am in such a good mood now. Well, I couldn't just leave you with only 10 minutes of video, so let's move on to the next boss, and we're going back to our old friend Virago. I've been doing a lot, and I mean a lot, of Virago over the past couple weeks. The changes, they have made it such an overwhelmingly better experience. It's amazing how much saving 1.5 minutes on every P2 does to the overall fun of the boss. Pretty much all the time you're working towards a goal instead of just waiting for the real fight to start. While before it was 1.5 minutes of just waiting around and clicking those orbs. In order to gauge how long this is going to take, I decided to do what I always do and do some math. The numbers you see in front of you are the drop rates under different scenarios. For example, if I were above 1k KC but below 2k KC, which is where I currently am, I would go to the second table and then I would pick the space based on whether my partner has Vitalis and what their KC is. For example's sake, let's say I get 3 piles that kill and the partner does not have Vitalis. That means for that specific kill, it was a 1 in 834 chance of getting Vitalis. And on the 2 columns on the right, I blended the rates based on the distribution of piles. So like 2% of the time you get 1 pile, 2% of the time you get 5 piles, and all that sort of stuff. And bomb tanks get slightly more drops, so that leads to a slight advantage for them. But all in all, it's not a real big difference. I primarily base, and I'm okay with the slightly lower chance. But hopefully I can get this before 2k. If not, I might have to start focusing on Vitalis owners. For reference, I'm just above 1600 normal modes going into this episode with about 85 hard mode. So I got like 300 normal mode kills to grind out to try to get this Vitalis. Purple Bomb, or as it's officially called, the End, was the rotation that was up when I got the Scripture of Full. So it's the first rotation that we're going to deal with. And I'd peg this as my 4th most favorite rotation, which when there's only 6 of them is not that high up. It's very doable, but requires communication between the base tank and the bomb tank, and it's slower than what I can do in other weeks by about a minute, so a 6 kill hour feels a little more stressful on Purple Bomb versus a given on other weeks. The unique part about this week is that Virago spins his arm around like a clock, which changes the damage you deal to him depending on which quadrant he's looking at. Additionally, when he stands up, he fires a barrage of blue, red, and purple bombs at the player. And this was a really good introduction week for me, as I could focus more on the mechanics, septing, cading, healing, doing all that correctly, and less on trying to rush out as fast kills as I could. And then once I've de-rusted, the quicker weeks like ceilings and sculpt can come up. Well, screw normal mode, we decided to do a hard mode hour, and luckily my friend was able to pick up his Bombi. It's definitely a huge sigh of release because now you can just kind of go to hard mode. Don't need to worry about piles. You can just have some fun and get some kill count and chill with some mates. Hey, 1700 normal mode Virago kills. Oh, there we go. Hog Champion, a seismic singularity. Today is a good day. Unfortunately, wasn't Vitalis. That is 211 more kills until the next threshold. Woo! Not much else happened during Purple Bomb as I wasn't in full Rago Gung-Ho mode yet, but I'll take the one personal. The next week is Ceilings. This is what I think is my favorite rotation. The unique mechanic on this week is that he drops rocks from the ceilings onto random parts of the arena during Phase 3 and Phase 4, making it tough to navigate. Why I like this week so much is that it's very variable on Phase 3. He can place a rock in the middle, he can place a rock in the corner, he can jump in the middle, and he can jump in the corner. Even doing 10 hours in a week, you're unlikely to get the same combination twice, and I've always been a bigger fan of reactive gameplay versus predictive gameplay, and P3 Ceilings has just that. On these good rotations, I think a goal of 100 kills a week is a good one to aim for. Maybe push it up to 150 later on in the grind, but I really don't want to burn myself out too hard at Virago yet. With Ceilings comes personal records, as this is the second fastest rotations, so an average Ceilings kill is still faster than a really good Purple Bomb kill for me, with the first personal record being at 843, and over the course of the week it was slowly brought down to 827, making about 4 stops along the way. These personal records won't last long, as the next week's Scopulus is even faster and even easier. So with that hour of Virago, I now have 1,000 tectonic energies in the bank, and they've recovered in price since the scaling. They're over 1 million each again. Friend sold one today for 1,060,000. So this stack here is worth almost 1.1 billion GP. And now I have over 1,000 Psionic Scales, 1,000 Tectonic Energies, and 2,000 Draconic Energies. That's a really cool group of items together. And the Draconic Energies, that's over a bill. This is over a bill. And this one used to be over a bill, but now it's only like 350 mil. Mall? Oh, that was a good mall. You got it in before the blue hit. Oh, Jagex is rewarding you for that mall. We got another seismic split. 350 more mil to the bank. Woohoo! 1,800 normal mode kills. I have 89 hard mode, which means I'm 111 away from the next threshold. There was one kill where everything just went perfectly, and I wanted to keep it out of the PR montage and give it its own space. Between phase 1 being as fast as we have ever done, to getting all the good spawns and damage rolls on phase 3, and finally a 1 push on P5 with some timely damage procs, we were able to break the 8-minute threshold for the first time. And as mentioned earlier, I don't think this personal record will survive ceilings, but this kill just felt perfect. And it felt so good to get done. And with that hour done, that new PR at 7:53, we are done with Ceilings Week. It's about 3 hours before reset, which means by the time I go again, it's going to be the new week. And the week after Ceilings is Scopulus, which is probably my second favorite week. Coming into this week, it was about 1,700 KC. I think I had 1,705 at the start of this week, so I did 122 kills, which means I probably spent about like 20, 21, 22 hours at Virago, because I'm pretty much exclusively getting 6 kill hours unless someone dies now. Energy stack wise, up to 3,000. Grown pretty significantly. I think I had 2,500 at the back half of this week, so about 4 a kill, which makes sense. I think my goal for Scalp Week is definitely going to be hitting the 2k threshold, which I am 84 kills away, so that's about 12 hours. But at the same time, I also want to get some grinding done on the 2k threshold, so I think I'm going to aim for 2050 KC total by the end of the week. Scopulus Week is a pretty good week. It's the fastest and probably the most noob-friendly, as the Phase 3 mechanic is hard to mess up. 2 minions spawn and they deal rapid melee damage. At the same time, Virago launches blue bombs at the bomb tank. The goal is to get them stacked on top of each other so that the Chinchompas and Blood Barrages are able to hit both targets. This week is great because even with an untimely P3 death, you can get a 6 kill hour pretty easily, and if everything is smooth, you can even get up to a 7 kill hour, which means more chances at Vitalis. One of my longtime duo partners, Z28, got his Seismic Wand finally. He's nearing 1k KC without one on log, despite the fact that he has 7 singularities. It's kind of like he's hitting the Seismic table, he's just not getting lucky. I'm going to get him to quick chat his singularities and his wands here, just so you can have the proof. And to follow that up, the very next day, my other main duo partner had his Lucky Clovers on, as he gets a Seismic Wand in back-to-back hours. Basically, we each get to keep one, and that's 700 mil each in 2 hours of Virago. Basically, you can think each Seismic split that I get about 350 mil. But with that hour done, I am very, very, very close to 2k KC. I need 15 more normal mode and 8 more hard mode, but I'm probably going to do them all in normal mode, so that would be 23 more kills till I get the threshold, so under 4 hours. Looks good on the ground. Only took me 1,000 energies to get that. Every broadcast, I'm like, maybe this one will be the Vitalis. Yeah, we are 13 plus 8, 21 kills away from that next threshold. Oh shit, today is a good day. Back-to-back hours with a Seismic. Hell yeah. Oh, there's 1,900 Virago in normal mode. Which means I have 8 more kills to go for the 2k threshold. Oh, wow. Today is a good day for Virago. Third split. 1 bill made. So here is my 2000th kill at Virago. It's been quite a journey from, I want to say, like low 1700s over the past couple of weeks. Probably did 300 since the start of May. And I now have 2000 Virago kills. Super sweet. This may be the most expensive tectonic energy he ever buys. He got the seismic wand. I got one more or two more energies than him. So that means I have to give him one for the split. So the 354 mil tectonic energy. Virago, been very kind to us the past couple days. That's 5 splits in 3 days. So 350 mil each. That's almost a max cash just from Virago splits. With 2KKC, we now have much more motivation to go with Vitalis owners. As long as I get 1 pile or more and they have 2K plus KC as well, it's a 1 in 334 chance of getting Vitalis. And getting 6 kills an hour, that's essentially 50 to 60 hours to hit drop rate. It's really hard to ignore how good that is. If I were to go to non-Vit owners, it's closer to 1 in 690 per kill, which brings it up to 115 hours, which is pretty much double the rate. I'm not going to be totally anal about going with only Vit owners, but I'm probably going to start prioritizing them a lot more as I'm that much closer to Insane Final Boss. Any 2k plus KC Vit owner that goes with me gets a 75% split on energies and seismics, so that generally ends up with them getting like 38, 39 energies per hour. And then when we do get a seismic, it's 500 mil for them and like 160 mil for me. But it's all worth it to get that Vitalis. And pretty much right away, I have my first 75% split seismic, or I guess I should call it 25% split seismic, because I only get to keep 25%. My pal Denny got a seismic singularity. Mind you, this was our first hour together in probably a year, and he spoons this. He got to keep 75% of it, which was about 500 mil, so not too shabby for 1 hour's worth of work. Oh, seismic wand! Let's go. Oh, that is a seismic wand. That is 2 drops this hour. Unfortunately, not a Vitalis. But hey, he gets to get 1.5 seismic wands. So, because he gets 75%, because he has this Vitalis right here. So that is a very valuable hour for Hemo. Big PR, 736.6. 6-second improvement. Oh, that's probably going to be my peak. That was like a sub 4 entry into the final phase. We got a very good push on the final phase, and yeah, very good. Oh my god, this week just keeps on giving. That is split number 9, and I actually get to keep half of this one because Derp Derp, unfortunately, does not have Vitalis and does not have 2KKC. I think categorically brought down the price of seismics over the course of the week. We just got this seismic wand here, and initially the splits were 350 mil when this week started, and now they're all the way down to 325 mil. So next thing you know, they're going to be 300 mil. Just give me the Vitalis and wands will rise again. Scop week is finally over. Well, I probably shouldn't say finally because I want it to continue forever. Scop week is just like the fastest kills. Second favorite week is just so good, so easy to find partners to go with as everyone can really duo on Scop week. I started this week at 1827 kills and got myself up to 1981. That means I did 154 normal modes, plus I also did 6 hard mode kills, getting myself even closer to that 100 point which I need for Insane Final Boss. Meaning I got 160 Rago kills this week. That's like 25 to 30 hours at high efficiency. So I consider that a job well done this week. And I think that 150 range is a good thing to aim for on the weeks I like. Now, next week is Vitalis week, and I am skipping that week. It's really bad for duos, and only super desperate people go to Virago duos that week. Maybe 6 weeks from now, when I'm at like 3 KKC and I still don't have Vitalis, I'll go to it. But for now, I'm just going to skip this week and work on other collection logs like Nex Angel of Death or Croesus. The seismic splits, at least personal wise, is up to 10, and the overall energy stack is up to 3,600. It'll be a fun gamble to see what that final number ends up being. If it's above 6,000, I'll probably be angry. I got 9 seismic splits this week, and each one would, without doing the Vitalis owners where they get 75%, would have netted me between like 325 to 350 million. So just from that, GP wise, that is pretty much 3 billion GP, though I did lose 3 splits in the 75%, so I probably got in the like 2.5 bill range for seismic splits in a week. Add on another like 600, 700 energies, and the common drops paying for my supplies, and I netted 3 bill at Rago in a week. Sure, I got insanely lucky, and probably if you take my entire hours of Virago, I'm not making that kind of GP, but it was a really fun week and a really good week, and I am just so motivated to grind out the rest of this Vitalis. But that's going to be enough for this episode. Next time, we might get a drop or two.